Alright, welcome everyone to the first ever 4 people DuckCast. We are here with myself, Michael Bemis, and some other people named Chris Bowknight and Jeremy Cadle, as they say. Very quickly, I just want to point out, Chris has a podcast, also Jeremy, but who cares about him? But like, Chris has a podcast named Smashcast, and he talked about Stupid Mario World on his, and I'm calling you out, bro, because now we're suing you. You took our idea. I don't care if you put it out first. It was our idea. How dare you? You have anything to say for yourself?
Come at me, Holmes. Right here.
Come at me, bro. I'm ripped. But anyway, Chris is from Stupidsmashbros1. Jeremy's from Zeodis Films. I forget how to pronounce it, but right, Zeodis Films Network.
Yes.
Yes. And you both have your own podcast, Smashcast and Pirate Bay. Yes.
Pirated movies. There.
No. Yeah, I'll link to the channels in the
Yeah,
description. But anyway, we're here talking about Stupid Mario World. And before we even get into really big stuff, just very briefly, I just want to know your guys' synopsis, like a brief 30-second synopsis of just what you think. Is it good or bad, the show itself? Chris,
Just say real quickly if it's good or bad, so
yeah,
if the people watching know what your stance on it is on, and like you can do a thumbs up or thumbs down kind of thing. And I thought you like Zach. Did you do your funny thing?
Yes, I did my funny thing. Chris, you want to start?
Okay. You were telling me you're gonna be more against the whole thing. Okay. I'm sorry. Go on.
I'm sorry. What?
Chris, you can start.
We're off to a great start here.
It's my turn?
Yes, it's your turn. It's been your turn for a while now. You're going to waste it?
I'm sorry.
You have 5 seconds left.
5 seconds till you explode.
Okay, I thought it was...
Just say if you like it or not.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Okay. Just had to say that. We're 2 minutes in, and you just had to say that.
You can say a little bit more. You can do a brief synopsis and why, but you know.
I'm sorry. I'm having issues here. So.
All right, well, Jeremy.
I was meh.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
There was a few good episodes, you know.
I hear you. Zachary.
Well, no. How about you?
Oh, want me to go next? Okay.
Yeah.
As far as it being a reunion and seeing all of the characters and cast members together again, I thought it was great. I thought they were funny episodes, but I think as far as trying to build a big story again, basically because the fans kept asking in every single episode, I do not care about where the story is going. And I think there's some cool ideas. Like I think Linkle was a cool idea, but
yeah.
I liked it as a reunion and the fresh new jokes they're using. I'm not too crazy for them trying to make it just like the old show again.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Like, we'll go about this more in the podcast as well, but like, just my thoughts on it. It's like, it's trying too hard to be this kid-like show. Like, at first it was actually good. It had jokes that were like fourth wall jokes and other such things that fit the show's name and show's tone and everything, and then a few episodes in, it just kind of lost that, and just now it's starting to get like a serious story, and it's like now it's just kind of all over the place. I don't know. Again with Jeremy, like it's just meh right now. It was promising at first, but then it kind of just slowly descended into this madness that is Stupid Mario World. So
like, I think the first 5 episodes were really funny, and I liked them a lot, very fresh. But the next 5, like, because they all every 5 episodes kind of had their own story. The first 5 was them paying off rent. The next 5 was Wario comes to town and brings Squall and needs money himself, because that's a plot every episode of the season. And then the final 5 is when they start bringing a new villain in, and they introduce Linkle and whatnot. I think that the on the next 5 episodes, 6 to 10 were really good, but they weren't like very focused. It was just kind of a way to bring Matt back and let him be Matt again and have like a nice little reunion, and I liked that. Like it was when I think the episode where he eats taco lax and stinks up the whole house is like the one we get that one shot of them all running out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the one time we see like almost all together.
That was nice.
And it's nice.
I mean, I understand that like they're older now and like their schedules are a bit more complex, but it's always nice to see them all
Electricity have
together.
to do with
Yeah.
plumbing, though?
Yeah. Chris, what'd you say?
What does electricity have to do with plumbing, by the way, when it comes to that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's. I have no idea. we had our power out for a whole week during Sandy, and you know, we were able to flush our toilets. I don't know. Maybe he has an electric toilet. I don't know.
Jeremy, how about you?
About the series.
Just any other extra thoughts you have
Sorry.
on it, really? Just little plot points or
Yeah,
anything. Like give us
Don't
some
limit
input.
your thoughts.
Well, when it was announced, I thought they were just trying to be like, well, I guess people want more comedy. I thought it was going to be like a little bit of a cop-out, like they keep the comedy going on the channel. And then when I first saw the episode, I was really happy to actually see Scott Masterson back, which I was happy about that. But then the show kind of went downhill from episode to episode within that time frame, you know?
Whatever happened
Why
to
do you
Scott?
think it? I don't know.
Hmm?
I was asking, why do you think it like went downhill? Like, what specific problem did you
Oh.
have with it?
Because it felt the series itself feels rushed in some ways, because like you can feel that they're filming these episodes within like the week they're being released.
I do agree with you there. I noticed that there's like pretty much no color grading at all, and there's like a lot of
looks like-
overexposure.
Yeah, like this, it looks a little bit like it's rushed and stuff. But it's not like it's that big of a deal, but because I can tell Super Mario Brothers was the same way. But I would really like there to actually be character development.
Stupid Mario Brothers was like a very much a passion project when it came out.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that holds Mario World back, and I'm not saying like it's not good, I do really like it. But I definitely think the main reason the show exists is because nothing else was doing that well.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of a shitty thing to say, I know, but like it's pretty much the truth.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just saying, like, back to Jeremy's thing about Scott Masterson, like, whatever happened to him. Because, like, that would have been a cool little Season 1 villain right there. Just recurring every now and then, but they didn't really do that.
I think it comes down to who has, like, amount of time to film. I expect him to come back in a later season. I just hope they don't try to make him, like, a big villain again like they did in Season 5. Just keep him funny.
Yeah. Chris?
Another thing,
Oh,
real
sure.
quick. Another thing was so sorry.
That's fine.
Never mind.
It's fine,
Go
man.
on.
I don't know if they really explain it, but I thought Scott Masterson was actually eaten by cannibals. I don't know if
They do
explain
explain it.
okay.
He didn't
see, I
taste
didn't
good. Yeah.
know. Okay.
Yeah. I like that.
So-
okay, let me just
Well, we have,
let me
like,
just say
10
something.
seconds. But... I'm sorry.
It's like the most awkward DuckCast we've ever done.
It's
just
because
like,
of these,
sorry.
there's
Yeah,
delays
sorry,
over
sorry,
here. We gotta
sorry.
keep that in mind. There's some delays. We're over 9
Yeah, I
minutes.
know. Oh, I understand completely. What I was gonna say real quick is just like, okay, so like again, first 5 episodes thought they were really funny, really fresh. The next 5 a little weird, because there's just like a lot going on in all 5 of them. They don't pick a specific story to stay on, but I like that because it gives us a chance to see all these characters. And I thought that's what the whole point of the show should be. It's a nice little reunion for everyone.
Yeah.
Then the next final 5, it's like there was some good scenes in them, I thought, and I do think Linkle's a good idea. I can't say I'm like too crazy for what they're doing with the character yet, but it is like 5 episodes in with her.
Mike, we gotta cut you off.
But,
Here.
like,
we're getting close
The
to 10.
final 5
Mike,
episodes.
we gotta end this, man.
Okay,
We're very
I'll
close to
finish
10
it
minutes.
next time.
Okay, you'll finish it. Okay.
Like the final 5 episodes again, I thought there was some really good stuff in them, but I just felt like it's a very generic way to set a villain up. I felt like I don't know, like, it's kind of hard to explain it, like, right off the top of my head. I do like how the villain, unlike Ganon, was very straight to the point. Like, the very second he makes it there and finds out where Mario is, he immediately goes in the fight, and while Ganon waited in the woods for an entire season, then got killed in the very first fight he was in. But this time, like, villain seems a little bit more intimidating, and like, I do like how Mario approaches him. He still keeps his sense of humor. I don't like how in the old episodes he would completely drop it. So that I like. But the final episode, and Cody was the one who said this, and I think he is very right. The final episode felt very uninspired and very effortless. Like, there should have
I would love it if, like,
fight.
I would love it if, like, the second season starts off with there not even being a fight. Like, they're just talking to each other, and it's like, it looks like it's about to be a fight, and then it just ends. And it's like, okay, welcome to season 2.
If they did that, honest to God, I think it would be hilarious.
I wouldn't hate it. I would really like it.
If they talked the villain out of fighting, and then that villain's storyline was over and season 2 began, and the entire thing there was just them fucking with us, I would love that. I would laugh my ass off.
That would actually be amazing.
That would be like such
like,
first
honestly,
episode Mario World.
Yes. It would fit the show's tone so well, actually. And, like, I'm sorry, I don't care about the story they're building. That's really what it comes down to. Like, I'm not very good at explaining why right now. I gotta, like, think about it a little bit more. All I can say is, especially that last episode, that was not a series finale. That was not a season finale. That was like trying to, like, say, okay, so season 1's over, but season 2's gonna be really cool. Like, no,
like,
just
like
make season 1 really cool.
Like, seasons end off on cliffhangers, I understand that, but, like, you can make it more hyped up for that.
Yeah, it wasn't a cliffhanger. Plumber Night season 1 was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Whether you liked what they did or not.
Yeah. I hear you.
That was kind of since episode 20. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys heard about this, but episode 20, last episode.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Richie made a comment responding to a YouTuber. I think I've had this conversation with you before, Zach, saying that since Plumber Night doesn't do so well, episode 20 is going to be the last one. And that kind of means I feel like them bringing back the darkness had almost no purpose whatsoever.
If they did, and if the show's ending very soon, like, it's not just the show ending; it's the whole saga, because it's a continuation of Stupid Mario Brothers. If this is like the future, and this is like the big ending of this big, well-loved series that we used to love as kids, and now it's ending like this, it's like such an anticlimactic way to end it. And it's most likely gonna be like, oh, this Blue Hood guy is Luigi, we're gonna take his mask off, see what he looks like, the end. Like, that's gonna be the big thing. Not the darkness, how his ending is, not Mario's ending, not everyone. It's just, well, Luigi, this is how he looks as an older person. That's it. Bye. It's dumb. I hate it.
Maybe there will be stuff to enjoy there. I do like the show. I love season 2. I thought the first season was a whole lot of. Someone just yelled.
Well then, Chris, you want to talk?
Yeah, Chris.
Actually, when it comes down to it, Plumber Night has the thing that I really dislike about it is I've talked to Michael about. He said this multiple times. Is there's a lot of tell not show.
Yeah.
And that does come back in the next season. And also bringing back... I love consequence in shows. I really love it, And it seems like there isn't any in the next season. For instance, Luigi died and then came back. Oh, big whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the darkness came back. Big whoop. Or Jackal died. Okay, so what? Just
even
feel
Doug
like there's a lot of...
came back.
There's a lot of an impact in it, at least.
I loved her that they brought in for season 2, but I hated how her death was an off-screen death, and they had some really cool deaths in this season, like Jekyll's death and Doug's character. I don't remember the guy's character's
I
death.
think it's
character
right
deaths
to
were
cut
really
you
well
off.
done.
I think it's right to cut you off right now because we're supposed to be talking about Mario World here. Like, Plumber Night could be its own podcast, but I'm just saying we should really be sticking on Mario World. Is there any more input, because we have like about 3 more minutes to talk about this until the next part? So
I don't have much else to say. I think it's a fine show when it's trying to be funny,
yeah.
and when it's trying to be the old show again, it's not.
Yeah. I just felt like there's too many characters, in the stupid Mario World.
Yeah, maybe. I like Squall.
I like Linkle and Skull. They're cool.
I like Winkle too. I just don't. They haven't they've sold me on the idea. They haven't sold me on the character yet.
Yeah. And then there's Rosalina, which is there because
I think they have a lot of balls for adding Linkle.
Huh?
No, nothing. I was just talking, and then Chris just stopped, and now we're all just looking at each other like a bunch of goofs. It's all your fault.
Jeremy, final thoughts.
Yeah.
On what? Oh, Super Mario World?
Yeah.
My final thoughts on it, I think they're just trying. I hope they don't sorry it takes so long to think about this. What I am glad about this is I'm glad they didn't reach their Patreon goal, because I don't want season 2 to feel rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
I hope they're actually working on it.
Yeah, I do have a thing to say about that too, actually.
Go ahead.
I think Richie, of all people, has the right to do a Patreon because his videos have a ton of effort put into them. I am annoyed by the constant updates. I think asking for $1,500 for a second season is a very unrealistic goal.
Yeah.
And, I understand that it takes a lot of money to make this. I'm not saying that he wouldn't put the money to good use. I'm just saying, considering his audience and how much it shrunk, which it sucks because his videos do have way better quality now than they did back then.
Yeah.
But it was a very unrealistic thought, and I don't think he's ever going to make it to there. So I think he should have probably let it with slower standards, because honestly, if he would have made it like the stretch goal smaller, he probably would make more money, because the fans would be more motivated because they thought they could actually make the stretch goals. Yeah. Like if let's say season 2 coming out quicker was like $500, he would be at $500 by now, because he would have said, "Oh yeah, we can make that happen." But since it's $1,500, like, ooh, we're never going to get there, so they don't do it.
Right.
I think the mindset is like in the olden days of Stupid Mario Bros. When the fandom was bigger.
Yeah.
I think that's where it came from.
Yeah.
So.
One more thing about the Patreon, though. Despite what I just said, though, I actually will donate money to him once I can. I'm currently getting through college, and I can't afford shit right now, besides paying for classes.
Yeah.
But once I'm through with this, I actually do plan on pledging to his Patreon. But I don't think that means he's going to make it to the 1,500 goal. I think the whole Sonic in the show for 2,500 is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe it's his way of saying, like, yeah, I'll never make it there. I'm just going to throw that in just to, like, why not? Anyway, we should end it right here. We're over 9 minutes, so we're doing another part after this.
You guys want to do another part? Want to do a new topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
As I said before in my podcast, there's a lot of things that I really did enjoy with the show. Like, I do like some of the new characters. I will say it was very ambitious to add Linkle, especially since we don't know much about her yet. Like, we honestly don't know much about Linkle, so I'm assuming they kind of assumed that Linkle is the female Link. So,
well,
that's one thing.
They've said that.
Two, what?
They've said that, though. I mean, it's Linkle in the games and Linkle in their show is kind of like two different things like the synopsis of her. Like they made it like a reincarnation of Link, but as a female, kind of like a Doctor Who thing, as if like the Doctor regenerated as like a female or something. They're going with that route, which is pretty cool.
I mean, I get it. It's cool, but it's just if you're a normal Zelda fan, you're gonna kind of look at it as they didn't seem to know about it. That's what it is. Some people might look at it that way.
Is there anything that you wait? Okay, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, continue. What?
No, nothing. Just go on.
Interrupt Zach.
Two, they actually made one of the most unlikable Final Fantasy characters likable. Like, I like Final Fantasy a lot, but Squall is one of the worst, whiniest son of a bitch characters I've ever seen. And yet they made him likable.
I did like Squall.
like legit. I legitly, like, right when I saw Squall in the show, I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna have nothing but a whiny emo fest, but it wasn't. So
yeah, they made Squall. I like Squall. I feel like it could also like work in a serious storyline as well. That's one of the one advantages Mario World has there. But now that we're on it, I guess we could dive into the characters a little bit more. There was some things I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Just some of the side characters, one thing I often do is I talk about my examples of having a very kind of mean-spirited character in the show, where I thought it was funny and where I thought it was not funny. And where I do not think it's funny is Daisy. And this is nothing against Jackie, of course, but I think that the nagginess of her character often gets very irritating. She had a few moments in the show where she was likable and funny too, but often it was just complaining and it was very annoying to listen to. And I get it's supposed to kind of be causing comedy through negativity. Yeah. But where that works better is with Pauline's character, where they made her a fucking psychopath. And I love that.
Yeah.
I thought that she was probably one of the funniest parts of this entire season. Just how freaking crazy they made her. Yeah. And it works better because not only does she have a reason to be this crazy because of the shit that happened in the previous seasons, but it's just funny. It's funny watching this character act insane, but then listen to a character complain and nag. It's not funny. It's just really unlikable, actually.
How about Rosalina? Because I'm not really digging the character. She's just kind of there to be there. We don't have Rosalina in the show, so let's add her in, get an actress. Now she's in the show. Maybe
they'll do something with her, though.
Yeah. Maybe.
My only problem with her is she did exactly what Linkle was going to do. So what was her purpose? Why couldn't Linkle tell Mario all of that?
Yeah.
She did the exact same purpose to exist, and I don't like that. But
what are your guys' thoughts?
Season 2, we'll see what.
What are their thoughts? These two knuckleheads.
I have to agree that Rosalina, whatever, was actually kind of pointless. It's really cool that she's in it, but it just, as you guys said, she just did what Linkle did, and it just kind of is, I mean, she could come back in the future, but
I think she will. I doubt they'd just bring her in for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just where they're taking the character right now is just kind of unknown. It's just it's plot movement. That's all she is. She's just a plot device, not a character.
Yeah. For going back to Daisy, for her, there were these really awkward moments she had where Zach actually brought it up. Where in episode 5 they go outside to fight him, and she's like, "Okay, I'll just stay here." That was funny. And then the whole her giving selling the crown to help Wario, that was a likable character move. That was something that she did that was helpful and likable. And I wish they would do more of that with her, because that would make her a very good character. I'm not saying that they can't ever make her mean-spirited, because making characters mean-spirited can be funny, just not if you're going to do it in a really whiny way.
Yeah.
That's why Mario is so funny, because I guess he does whine a lot too. I don't know why, his is kind of more a misery kind of whine though, than a trying to give everyone shit kind of whine.
Yeah.
Louis, I like. I don't know, but yeah, she just was not my favorite of the characters this first season.
How
Here's to
about
hoping for a better second
how
season.
about Jeremy over here?
Well, like you guys said, Rosalina. At first, I was just like, are they really like this like Rosalina thing? And then, well, they didn't do anything with Riyadh, so I thought it was kind of pointless almost. And then the whole idea about bringing characters back, the whole Yoshi thing in one episode, kind of made me mad because like you brought one character, you brought Matt back for like a slew of episodes, but then you only had Yoshi in one. I understand that actors have different schedules and stuff, but they could have tried.
Well, what are you really gonna do with Yoshi?
Yeah.
Well, you could have Yoshi, and you can just have Yoshi there.
I mean, I
Yeah,
agree.
I
Like
was-
what Mike said earlier, like all the characters that ran out of the house at that one scene, like having all these people next to each other, like that's cool. If you get Yoshi in there, just one extra guy, it would seem more lively, you know? Not just like a
Yeah.
little breakfast that two characters are having with each other. Like, oh hey, how's your day? Oh, it's good. Oh, that darkness guy's back. Oh, cool. Okay, glad to see how you're doing. Like, that's kind of what the show kind of feels like. It's just a breakfast get together, seeing how everyone's doing. Not
Yeah,
productive.
I agree.
It's not
I like that. And I do like all the comebacks of the characters. And I will say this, like, despite like the stuff I'm saying about Daisy, I'm just trying to like really stress that I'm not crazy for what they did. Like, I'm not crazy for her, but I don't hate her, and I'm open to them doing something else with her. I'm just trying to get that clear. Is like they definitely made her better than she was in Stupid Mario Bros.
Yeah.
She contributed nothing to that. In this, she contributes a lot. It's just not always, I just don't always find it funny.
Yeah.
I think I like just about every other character who came back too. Like I'm trying to think of one that I wasn't happy with.
You like
I
Luigi?
even like Waluigi. They did something really stupid with him, but I thought it was funny.
How do we all feel about Luigi here?
I like Luigi. He's
Yeah.
just. I think he's actually. I think Chris did This is Chris at his best, actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny, like funnier than it normally. Funnier than it has been in a while. I guess I'll say. I thought it was really funny. I liked Luigi. Yeah. What are you about to say, Chris?
I felt like I hate to say this, and I love Matthew Thomas Ravenzel, but I feel like Wario's comeback was a little bit, and I understand why, rushed.
Yeah.
It just felt a little too rushed. Like, it didn't feel like we got Matt back at his A game. It just felt like it was, hey, Matt, you're here. You're gone.
Yeah.
Boom. Get the hell out of here.
I agree with you on that, but I don't think it's a problem because I kind of acknowledge the show as being like this. I was honestly fine with it being rushed because I felt like it had its own charm to it. Like it's a show that you'd get every week with the big effort cut off.
Yeah.
Cut off.
Just gonna dive down here. Oh, there's some loose change.
Did you
Anyone?
stop the part? Yeah.
No.
Might want to do that.
You're
Now
all
you're
dead to
wasting
me.
time. What was I saying?
What were you saying? God, now we have to end this.
End the part 5 now.
No, just go on. Like anyone, say anything. Doesn't have to pertain to your genres at all. Just say something. Entertain me.
Something.
Cool.
Something.
You, Jeremy.
Something.
Entertain me.
Something.
Goddamn.
With
Academy Award.
Super Mario World,
Yeah,
like back with Matt, it was more like, I don't mean this to be mean, but it sounded like when Matt came back, it was like, oh hey Matt, woke up out of town. Hey, let's get ready and working on this right now. We got a deadline to keep.
Well, I mean, I think that they all just got together and had fun like they used to, and I don't have a problem with that. I think that, like, again, I really like 6 through 10. I understand it was definitely rushed because they had to, they had to go quick with it. But I mean, at the same time, like, you can tell that they were actually enjoying what they were making. With, I'll be honest, I've criticized the show. That stupid video game show, to me, it never really seemed like they really liked it themselves. It just seemed like they were quickly making stuff up on the spot. And I don't know that. That is just something I'm saying right now. But like with Mario World, despite the fact that it clearly came back because it's what does best on the show. Like I see all these people together, it looks like they're having a great time. It looks like they're passionate about it again, and the humor is very fresh. So I like that. My favorite part was Matt's entire comeback. It's just the one shot of him running down the field with the freaking taco or burrito. That was great. Stuff like that's great. Yeah, I loved everything in the first episode. The final 5, we'll see what they do in the second season. I'm not going to really say anything about the story too much, and we'll see what they do in the second season.
Yeah.
I know I'm repeating myself a shitload here. It's just because, it's not too much to talk about with the show.
Well,
Do we have any like serious speculation for the next season, or
No.
like, anything you guys want to see? Or?
well,
wanna
when
see
it
it
comes
be
to Stupid
funny
Mario
still.
World, I don't think we could go really in depth because it's a Stupid Mario World.
I want them to be funny. That's all. Like
Yeah.
they were making me laugh for 10 episodes in a row, and then they started trying to be dramatic again, and I just want them to be funny.
I want it to not be like Stupid Mario Brothers.
What
Yeah.
are your thoughts on Ganon's son, which is not Majora? Let's just call him not Majora since I forget the name. Let's just call him not Majora. And
Ragnar.
Ragnar.
Even they were probably like,
Ragnar?
Ragnar, like, I think Ragnar, like I said before, he is a straight to the point villain with an actual motive. I like the villain. I just don't care about them doing a story again.
Every time
Ragnar's fine. He does look like Shyamalan from Nostalgia Critic, though.
Yeah. When you said his name, and even when you guys did, just thinking of the name, it's just I can't take it seriously. Like Mike, you were saying the name so seriously just now, talking about so Ragnar, how his motives in the show. It's like it's not a cool name. It's just so geeky and weird, and it's not threatening at all. Ooh, hey guys, I'm Ragnar. Can I join your little club? I have Dungeons and Dragons here. Like it's not threatening.
That's my D&D character.
He should join a team of villains with Ardok and Sicko.
Yeah. That'd be great. So what are your thoughts on Ragnar, not Majora?
I said my thoughts. He's fine.
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
Good.
You have plenty of time. Go on a rant. Go on a rant, Chris. I want to hear your rant.
Get pissed off.
Okay, I don't get pissed, but why Termina? Like, why Termina?
It's interesting, actually. I kind of like it. Because it's the general one and the one you would think is Hyrule. And it's like, okay, Termina, that's interesting. Get some more lore about that, some non-canon lore. Like, I like that. I don't know. Me as a Zelda fan, I kind of like it.
But why not like the Dark World? Like, why not the Dark World or the Twilight World? You know, the places that you can actually hide somebody. Versus Termina, where they've never explained if Majora's Mask happened or not. So if it didn't, then is Ragnar confused for Majora? Is this why people dislike the mask? And this is just me getting into Zelda lore, so I should stop here. But
I mean, like theory talk, like
what?
you know, Zelda like spans over many centuries, and like this Majora's Mask could have happened. I'm guessing like all the Zelda games happened in this Mario World universe, and Majora's Mask was centuries ago. But you know, the world is now different and laid out different. You know, like there's probably more land and more whatever. So I mean, I'm sure there's places that they hid him. You know, I'm sure it's possible. Like knowing Rich Alvarez, they would do that. Like those Zelda games happened, the Mario games happened.
One thing I will say is that I know nothing about Zelda. 2 times
What I was about to say real quickly is I have no knowledge of Zelda games. I did look up a video of the timeline, so I kind of know what the timeline's like now. But like very, very complicated timeline. But with the
it's not that complicated actually. It's just alternate reality. But anyway, I have very little experience with this character. My 2 experience of playing him is beating the shit out of Pikachu and riding a go-kart. So I don't know much about Link. But what I will say is that with Richie, it does seem like he has a very good understanding of how these worlds work with some of the other like videos he's done them before. So I take his word for it, I guess is what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah.
he does have like very good knowledge of like how these games work, because like a lot of people who did those old Nintendo shows, they only added characters like Snake and Link, and Snake especially because the costume was easy to do.
Yeah.
But they had like no idea anything about these characters, like any clue about what these characters are. Me and you, Chris, know one pretty well. But we won't go into that.
But I think Rich Alvarez does the characters well, like their own version of the characters. I think it's fine. It's a good parody of everything and the games. Yeah. But just like them making their own original story and everything. Like I know he's a big fan of DC, and he's with Plumber Knight especially. Like he tries to get that tone of everything. Like when Plumber Knight first came out, I didn't ever see the Flash or Arrow. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those shows. Those are great. Well, Arrow's so, but Flash is amazing. But like after seeing those and then going back into Plumber Knight, like I can definitely see where he's getting little bits and pieces of like certain tones of what his show he wants it to be like, and little bits in Mario World, I guess, but not much. But
yeah,
with that, I think he should go his own original route. I think if he tries hard enough, he can make something original and good. I think he has that potential. He's just not showing it.
With that being said,
okay.
And
I always freeze like this. And keeping in mind that he didn't actually write the script, but he did direct it. I think the clicking noise is one of the best things they've ever made.
Mm.
I recently rewatched it. I wasn't too crazy for it when I watched it, like when it first came out. Watching it like not even a month ago, I thought it was really damn good. I thought it was. I think that the story has a lot to it. There's like a lot that you have to. There's a lot you learn about this universe and the plot. I'll go as far to say it's complicated, but it's not confusing.
Yeah.
And it's really good, and that was something original that they made. I think that they are very capable of doing something original.
Yeah, I'll talk about that later.
Well, is there a later? We got 10 seconds, actually. You want to end this part? You want to go to another part?
Into...
I'm down for doing more.
Okay. Till the next time.
Yeah. So where were we?
God damn it, Chris. Dude, that is like one of my favorite clips ever.
Just like that, I'm done.
We're a show.
We're a show. Dude, if they do that ever, like in a blooper reel, like nowadays, like that'd be like gold. Rich Alvarez gold.
Yeah.
200,000 million subscribers now. Be the best.
Quick rundown of all major things going on the channel right now. Just real fast. Just to give a quick summary for me before I shut up and let you guys finish the DuckCast off. Mario World, very funny. Like all the characters coming back. Skeptical about the last 5 episodes, but I'll definitely check out the second season, and I will donate to the Patreon once I can. Plumber Knight, I like the first season. I think it's a lot of fun. The second season, I think, goes a lot more into like just developing the characters, and I like that. I do think that Chris was right about a lot of the stuff that he said about the second season, but you know what? It's fine. I still like it. I'm still looking forward to the finale. I wish there'd be a third season, and who knows, maybe there will be someday. I might even be wrong about what I said. I'm pretty sure I'm not, though. But yeah, I like Plumber Knight a lot, and then yeah, that's really all that's going on right now. I mean, if they make another season of Smash and stuff, that'd be cool and whatnot. But I'm ready to see them do something else new. They have that cooking show right now, which, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So, Chris, how about you? Final thoughts, final things you can say until you die after this. I mean, what?
That's an inevitability, my friend. But when it comes down to it, I thought it was a really good show. I'm hoping that it doesn't, you know, go too far into a story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I gotta go with. I liked it at the beginning, you know. So.
Jeremy?
My final thoughts on the first season of Super Mario World. I Sure, there were some episodes I didn't like or care for, but I still talked about them anyway. My favorite character actually in this show so far has been Frank, because he doesn't have much
Oh my
screen
god, yeah,
time.
we didn't even bring up Frank. He's
Frank
awesome.
is great.
Magnificent.
And,
I want a spin-off
Yeah.
show of Frank. I am putting this right here out in the open.
I
Spin-off
wanna
of Frank
see-
now.
I want to see Frank from Stupid Mario World interact with Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Interacting with Filthy Frank.
And
Yeah,
Filthy
yeah, yeah.
Frank. Those three. The three Franks.
The three Franks.
And then for Plumber Night, when it first was announced, I thought at first I was like, okay, more Mario shows. But then when he said it's going to be darker than Super Mario Bros., that hasn't been technically true. It's not a darker show. It's more. It feels like more or less season 5 in tone.
Well, I disagree just because there is no, like, jokes or comic relief in it.
Well, yeah.
I think it's a lot better than Season 5 because I think Season 5 is one of the worst things ever put out before.
They actually acknowledge that.
Oh, they do. And I give them props for that, but, like, because they did come back with something better now.
And another thing with season 2, they just when season 2, new villain, Blue Hood, kind of like Red Hood, I guess. I don't really know the whole. I just see comments of that.
Yeah,
And then Darkness only been involved 2 episodes, not even involvement this season. More or less just a throwaway character now.
And I would have been fine with that if there was going to be a 3rd season. Because I thought, oh, he's not a main villain this season. He's a main villain next
But you
season.
know what?
You know what?
No third season.
I don't like the new. I don't really care about the new detective guy.
Yeah, well.
I like it. I so like it.
yeah.
Well, one thing I should say, I know I said I would shut up by now, but I just got it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is I kind of acknowledge a plumber. I don't ever take it too seriously. I kind of acknowledge it's a silly show. It's a silly idea. So I just kind of let it be what it's going to be and don't get too critical about it.
It's ending
Yeah.
anyway, so who cares about their show? It's dead anyway.
Yeah.
If it ends, it better be a longer. It better be the longest episode.
What if
Damn
it
straight.
ends and we learn that this whole time Plumber Night has been actually been a prequel to all of the shows?
I wouldn't care.
I'm not-
Anyway.
And then
Chris
I
just
wouldn't care. Chris left.
And then Denise turned out
Subtle.
to be the mother of Daisy.
What was that?
And then Denise turned out to be the mother of Daisy.
Yes.
Then we found out it was all an alternate
It
universe.
was all a dream.
We then
My-
find out Doug's evil character in the show has just been Waluigi this whole time.
Oh my god. Every character that Doug has ever played on Rich Alvarez has always been Waluigi in disguise.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess my final thoughts of like Mario World, and I guess this is also a Plumber Night podcast because we have been talking about it a bunch. But look, Rich Alvarez is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Like, I'm bringing channel reviews back, which for those that don't know, I have my own channel, ZiffProd, and I used to have this series called Channel Reviews. I'm bringing this back where I review YouTube channels, and the first video I'm going to do for the comeback is even the top 10 for Stupid Mario Brothers, and I'm even going to do a part 2 of my Rich Alvarez review, because I did a part 1 years ago, and I'm doing a part 2 finally of, like, the current, recent Rich Alvarez, and, like, no, I respect the heck out of the dude and the crew. It's just,
Yeah.
I care so much that I just want them to get better at what they're doing, and if they do watch this, I hope that they take all this as constructive criticism and get better. And
Yeah, I really, because Richie has watched our reviews before.
Yeah.
He has commented before.
one of them.
And, like, I really hope that he does take all this well, because I really do mean no disrespect. to
Absolutely.
What I said.
I hope he doesn't watch my reviews.
No.
Then I'm not gonna even link to your channel at all. Like, it's just Jeremy.
Oh.
You have to link his channel.
You're not the boss of me.
I'm not the boss of him.
I'm gonna tell my
But I
dad.
will change all the titles. Like, I'll just, like, go into all the descriptions of the video where it says Zach's channel for every episode and say Poop's channel.
Yeah.
You evil monster.
I don't think he would appreciate my comments.
Yeah. We
He
have
didn't
2 more
like it the
minutes.
first time.
We have 2 more minutes to talk about whatever. Any final things until I'm
Like,
done
Let's
with you
talk-
guys.
okay, well,
That's
Okay, well, if you guys watch my Super Mario Brothers reviews, you would know I get disappointed, and then I think if he ever watched them, I think he would get mad.
I mean, I feel like if you make content online, you have to be open to criticism. I think Richie always has been pretty open to it.
He got pretty mad at my friend for doing
But
it.
will he care
Alright.
about our opinions? That's the thing.
Like
We
I,
could look really
I actually
stupid.
gave him some shit when he started doing reaction videos because I considered them to be the pretty much worst thing on the internet.
He stopped
Cancer.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cancer of
You
the
stop
internet.
doing them?
You said it. No, like I considered it to be like just so bad. And then he started making, and I called him out on it, saying it was just kind of just freebooing, and he like took my comment well. He didn't get mad at me for saying that. So I don't know. I mean, he liked our Plumber Night episode 1 review, and I was the one saying I liked it. You were the one who was criticizing a little bit, Zach, but he was fine with that.
Yeah. I was just
So I
some
think
little
he-
dweeb that didn't know his place.
Tweet, but didn't know his place. Oh man.
Anyway, so we got 30 seconds. I'll just repeat again. Chris's
Everyone
channel.
say
What?
goodbye in your clever way.
I just want to talk
I'm
about
out.
Jeremy and Chris's stuff, bro. Forget about goodbyes. That could be for another time. Like never. But anyway. So Chris, your channel, Stupidsmashbros1, you have a podcast called Smashcast. You also have a series called Nostalgia
I'm sorry,
Goggles
what?
where you review classic video games. And it's
I wanna
off the
talk to you
it's
for
off
just
the
a minute,
busy
actually.
bomb, as they say in Mexico. And do you have anything for everyone to know about your channel before they go to it and judge you like crazy?
It is a terrible, disgusting place. So go
Great.
to it. Check it out.
And Jeremy's channel is Zeodis Films Network. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And you have your own podcast and your own reviews on there and everything. You got a bunch of stuff on there that everyone can check out.
Yes.
Very consistent.
Yeah, very
Give me
consistent.
props
Yes.
for that.
Very.
Even
Zeodis
pronounce it-
Films Network. We're consistent. Like that's the little slogan.
Well, it's Exodus Films Network, but
Yeah.
I've recently just adapted that I'm just going to use my first name as my channel because I haven't really put together any films recently, but I got to keep my channel consistent with
Yeah.
uploads.
But anyway, we're running out of time,
Oh.
so go to their channels in the description. Thank you everybody
Check
for
me
watching.
out at zipprod.com.
No, I'm ending this right now. Hate you.